We are working on the Lexus IS250, changing the rear struts. As you can see, I already installed a new one right there. Now I'm going to show you how to install the one on the other side. So first thing you want to do is obviously jack your car up. If you don't have a shot with a lift, you want to jack it up and put it on jack stand securely. And obviously remove your wheel, which I'll do here in a bit. And to get to the rear struts, you are going to have to remove your trunk liner. I just removed mostly everything for camera angle purposes, but you're going to be able to, or you are going to need to remove your trunk liner to get to that right there from the inside of the trunk. So I'm going to start by showing you how to remove the one on the left side. So you just need a flat blade screwdriver to remove these right here. It's not many, just two. If you have a trim tool, that's even easier. And then you will need a 10mm socket on a ratchet to remove the 10mm bolt that is down here. And you expose it by getting a flat blade screwdriver in, just twisting it like that. Now there is another one of those right down here, which I already removed, but same process. And right here you got this little plastic hook with an 8mm head bolt or Phillips head. I got an 8mm. Comes right off. Now you're ready to remove your trunk liner for the left side. Now we have this exposed, which is what we need to loosen whenever it's time to. Now on to remove our wheel. And now that we have our wheel removed, I like to remove the inner wheel well liner as well. And you got a bunch of, they're all 10mm bolts or nuts. So I will be removing all those to be able to get. And you got one clip right here too. And again, these are 10mm bolts and nuts. Oh, and don't forget the one here at the bottom. Right here. And that does go through your bumper. these right here. You can get them to the back side or front side, whatever's easier for you. With the help of a screwdriver. And you have to double check all your, if your liner isn't coming out, you probably forgot to unscrew one. And then now that you have this exposed, you are ready to move on to removing your rear strut. Okay, so I am in the underside of the car. To remove your rear strut, well, in this case it's a coilover, but same thing. You will have to remove this bolt, 19mm. This nut for the sway bar link, and these two bolts.
Give me a flashlight.
They're here, 12mm on each side. So we're gonna, and obviously your three bolts on the top side from the inside of the trunk, which are, I believe, 14mm. So we'll start by removing all this, and I will show you step by step on how to do it. Okay, so on to remove the nut for the sway bar. And then make sure you're careful with this contraption right here. Like that. And we're just gonna leave it like this. Now on to remove the bolt for the strut, as well as the bolt for the knuckle, because you will have to remove it when it's time to put the new one in, especially on mine, since my car is lowered. The whole suspension system got used to the lowered height. You may not need to remove this one on your car if you didn't lower it, but since I did, this will help you get your new slightly bigger strut in. Okay, so I have a 19mm socket on the ratchet holding it from the back side. And then I will loosen it from the front side with the impact. It's still facing landscape, right? And since I'm already over here, I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this one as well. Do you have a good angle?
Yeah.
Okay, now to remove this bolt, it's a little tight, but you grab a punch and a hammer and you drive it through. Where's the right here? Well, it seems I got in a little bit of a pickle where I took my bolt off, but I left the punch that I was using to punch the bolt out got stuck in its place. So I have a jack here. It's just a jack that comes with the car, so I can lift this up, so I can also remove this bolt as well as this. So I'm going to start by removing this bolt, and this might come out by hand because I can't really use my punch anymore. Oh, I guess, yeah. Alright, so it comes out by hand. Let's try to remove the punch, yeah. So I didn't even need the jack, but in any case, if you get in a bind, you can always use your jack to push this up if you need to gain more slack. Because I'm gonna need it here in a bit to push it up on this lower control arm anyway, so we'll keep it handy. To remove the bolts from the top of your strut from the inside of the trunk, this is 14mm, and make sure you use a deep well sock, because you use so shorty, you won't be able to clear that stud coming up. So you can't really get the impact in here because of the low clearance, so I just get a breaker bar to break them loose. Okay, so now I'm to removing these. And you don't have to worry about your strut falling down because the lower control arm is holding it up. So you can remove all three of these with confidence. We have everything loosened. We are now ready to remove our coilover. So you just drop the lower control arm down, and that'll give you clearance from the top to. And if you have to use your foot, because you're gonna need both hands to hold on to the coilover. Like this, and then you will have to maneuver it out diagonally, like this. And there you have it. That is your rear strut or coilover if you have coilovers removed from your Lexus IS250. Now I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning with a wire brush, my contact points, and then once I get all that done, I'll be ready to install a new one. Alright, so here's my new rear strut, and I will provide the link in the description if you're looking for the same specific one. Please make sure you remove your top mounting bolts, because it's very important, because if you're trying to install this and these are still on, you won't be able to get it in there. And what I like to do is just put them where I'm going to need them for easy access. Now we're ready to install our new rear strut, and since this is original stock height, it is going to be 1 inch taller than my old one, so it is gonna be a little bit more of a hassle. But I'm gonna try to do it in the reverse way that I pull the old one back out. And that's not gonna work, so I'm gonna come over here. Clear that brake line. And if you need to, use your foot to push on the lower control arm, which will give you more slack. Now it's seated on the lower control arm. And then now all we have to do is push down on the lower control arm, which will give us clearance to mount it to the top. And I'm using my foot. And it's mounted. Now all I have to do is line everything up with the holes. See, now it's not lined up properly. We'll have to line everything up and secure everything and tighten everything down. Now we got our new strut installed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put these in to secure it. Oh shit. Yeah, you weren't supposed to see that. Alright, and hand tighten is fine. We'll come back and torque these down later. Now to put our mounting bolt on the bottom of the control arm going through the strut, but we need to line it up first. As you can see, it's not lined up. So what I'm going to do is pull down on the lower control arm to get this to budge. And you may need a second person to help you to push the strut forward a bit. Push it forward. More. All right. We need to bring this mounting holes to be able to mount our bolt all the way up here. So we get our trusty little car jack, and I'm gonna jack it up right here. Alright, now raise it up. Keep going. Right there, you're doing good. Keep raising it. Alright, stop right there. So as you can see, we're finally inside our mating surface with the knuckle. So sometimes you just press down and finish lining it up by hand like this. We're about as lined up as you can possibly get. And we're good. Put your bolt on the back side, or your nut. With my car, I have rear big brake calipers with steel-braided brake lines. So what happens is when I go to relieve the pressure and lower the jack from the lower control arm, this bends too much to where it would kink if I were to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it this way. lose some brake fluid, so you may want to put a rag down.
You need to hold it.
I got it. So it doesn't take much. And what I want to do is just rotate this up. Like this, and then turn it back down. Like that. And then we're good. Now whenever I lower the car, like this, or not the car, the lower control arm, the steel brake line won't kink up on me. We are pretty much done here. I still need to come back and tighten this down. Your knuckle and your lower control arm bolt mounting the bottom of the strut. So I'm gonna grab my impact again. A 19mm. Now we're ready to tighten our top mounting bolts, or sorry, nuts, which did change inside. The previous one were 14mm, these are 15mm. So I'm just gonna tighten that one by hand with a ratchet and then torque them down. I got my torque wrench here set to 55 pound-feet of torque, which is what the specs call for. Alright, and we are done with the top side. Now to mount our bracket bolts for the bracket of the strut. Oh shit. To install your sway bar links back onto the lower control arm, you may need to loosen the mounting bolt for the bottom of the strut back up, because what happens, it compresses down on the lower control arm and you won't be able to put these in there. So you'll loosen it back up but not take it out completely. You'll be able to open the control arm back up to be able to squeeze the links back in there. And you gotta do them both at the same time in order for this to work properly. All you now you're already tightened down. Don't forget to tighten this back down as well. Alright guys, so now that you have everything tightened down on both sides, there it is on that side, inside of the trunk, as well as the other side. You are ready to put your trunk liner back on, your wheel well liner back on, and your wheels back on, and jack it down, and you're good to go. And that's it for today's video. If you like the video, please comment, subscribe, and please consider following the channel. And see you on the next one. Thank you all for watching.